What does it take to create a village and to find the right stuff for a solid foundation? I'm fortunate to have my village here in Fort St. John, BC. In this small city, some people say that it's harder to make connections because the smaller population gives us fewer opportunities to find like-minded people. Some people say that the small town mentality is alive and well here, and you're more likely to know your neighbor here than you would in a larger center. Hi, I'm Bev, co-founder of Rosy Productions, author, and hypnotherapist. In this episode of Through a Rosy Window into Wellness, we'll be discussing how to build solid foundations and supports for your village, your family, and your future. In the last episode, we looked at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and we contemplated our values to begin building our village. We discussed how Maslow himself had recognized the simplicity of his theory of motivation and how perhaps the depiction of a pyramid wasn't an accurate representation. We can, however, use the top of the pyramid to represent the ultimate goal. The pinnacle of Maslow's diagram is what we can all strive for. It is the best life for you. And it is in that we can put your recognized values, and ultimately it is where your thoughts, words, and actions should support your direction. Keep that best life in the forefront, glowing and memorable, by writing down your most cherished values. Isn't it satisfying to name your values? And what are they for you? Health, wealth, family, service to others? What is the most important? Now, when we look at the rest of Maslow's pyramid, we can align the needs with the directions that are the most important to us. We can begin with the foundations of the village that'll tune in to our values. As you look at the foundations of the pyramid, what parts of those basic needs are you struggling with? Perhaps it's not really a struggle, but more of a feeling of not having any time or energy left over. And although we no longer present these needs in a layered fashion, we can see how in fulfilling those basic foundations will support the ultimate goal. As cities grow and people move more easily, we find that there's so much diversity, ethnicity, religion, trades, all in close proximity. It's not like the stories my grandparents told of the people in the farming community that I grew up in. They recognized they needed a community center, and so a log building was constructed. Everyone looked after everyone else in good times, new babies, a family moving into the community, or harvest time, and everyone rallied if there was a tragedy. But there were also just the day-to-day sense of common ground. Everyone engaged in the same lifestyle. Now it takes a little more doing to find those like-minded people. It may be that you're engaged with more than one village. Some of the villages we find ourselves in are a bit out of our control because we find ourselves in a work environment, school, neighborhoods that may house a diverse population. This is wonderful. It can open our minds and our hearts to people of different opinion, values, cultures. And remember, we don't have to agree with everyone all the time. So can you expand your village at school, connecting to those parents who might exchange carpooling, after-school care, or even those that have children that may walk together to school or enjoy spending time after school together until parents are home? Is there opportunity to exchange or hand down sports gear, clothing, books, or toys that your children have outgrown? What about the people in your workplace? Is there opportunity to expand your village there? Taking turns with daycare, carpooling, babysitting, giving away outgrown items is not just about saving money. It's about spending time with people who have the same pressures as you do. It's sharing the burden of a busy life with busy families and introducing your children to some pretty wonderful concepts: communication, empathy, community, kindness, caring, integrity, responsibility. It may even give you the chance for some meaningful connections as well. The foundations we build are not just for your children, grandchildren, or students, they're for you as well. Having children, parenting, raising your families does not mean that you sacrifice who you want to be. If you live your best life, you'll not only feel more fulfilled, but you'll be happier, healthier, and a wonderful role model for those around you. I'm fortunate that the people I work with are part of my village, in a large way, sharing a vision. But there have been times when I would consider some coworkers as part of a social circle, and perhaps they did not share my work or family views. Perhaps they didn't even share in political or social beliefs, but that's okay. We supported each other in shared values, and we can challenge each other with lively conversation, debates, and a great deal of laughter. If you're creating a carpool with the people on your street to ease the school pickup and drop off, it's probably not going to be the family with the brand new baby, but that stay-at-home mom might be perfect for some support for after-school care. Could be just the person to swap child minding with to ease the cost of date night. You may also find yourself in the position to be a support person for that new family. Where are their families? Do they have support? We can all contribute to building the foundations for each other, the support networks for each other, and for our basic needs. Have a look at your values and take a look at what's available in your community. If you can't find the writers, hikers, moms, dads, painters groups that you're looking for, help create them. Is it just for the sake of raising a child that we need a village? Or is it that need for a village never ever disappears? In the last season of Through a Rosy Window into Wellness, each episode focused on tools that parents could offer their children to help them thrive. Since the release of those episodes, we've had a lot of positive feedback, but we've also heard from the parents who are treading water, overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, and overwhelmed. Parents don't feel like they have time for their kids or their spouses and no energy for anything. Always worried and always tired. For our children to grow and thrive, families need solid foundations. That foundation is a tall order when the adults in the household are struggling, and that's why it takes a village not only to raise a child, but to build solid foundation and supports for the whole family. We hope you will stick around to enjoy the guided meditation that will bring us to the end of this episode. And we hope to see you next time when we'll pick up some village building tools. Please do not listen to this recording while you or anyone who may be listening is driving or participating in an activity that requires their full attention. If you can just sit back now and relax, close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. And an inhale. And as you exhale, you can just let your body relax, be supported by the chair you're sitting in. You can just imagine strolling down a wonderful path. It's a beautiful summer day. The sky is blue, birds singing in the distance. And how wonderful it is that you can notice all of the beauty around you. Shades of green, of grass and leaves. Spots of colors of flowers here and there. The warmth of the sun on your skin. a nice breeze that carries the summer fragrances. And as you stroll along that path, you can just take time to contemplate all of the things that you do. How wonderful it is that you have solutions to problems. How you can navigate obstacles. And you also notice how sometimes the path feels a little bit uphill. But that's okay, you're strong and healthy and you're doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And as you move along that path, you just notice how when you notice all of the help you get from your spouse, from your friends, from your family. Sometimes it's a little bit and sometimes it's a lot more. How the path seems to even out and it's not so much uphill anymore. And as you move along, nice gentle stride, arms swinging by your sides. Isn't it wonderful to know that you can and you do have opportunity to offer your help to those around you, to accept companionship, support, friendship from those around you. And as we do this, and as we recognize this, and as we move forward, we just understand that we're building these wonderful foundations for ourselves, for our families, offering our children such wonderful opportunities to be part of community, part of helping, sharing, receiving, giving. And the path gets easier and easier as our village grows and grows. As we begin to recognize all of the opportunities we have to expand our horizons. As we feel good about helping others move towards their best life. As we get closer to our best life. As we stay focused on the values that are so important to us. And taking a nice deep breath and inviting that feeling of peaceful calm, of safe contentment into our bodies as we know that we are very strong, independent, capable, safe and comfortable, and we have so much to offer to our village. Now opening your eyes, you can look forward to the rest of a wonderful day.